Greetings and welcome to episode 320 of Aussie Tech Heads. This is Thursday, the 13th of December, 2012. And look, probably like most people, I don't know. I had a problem. I had a technical problem yesterday on the 12th of the 12th, 12. But I'll tell you about that later on. Now, we've got another big show for you this week. And we've got lots of news and stories to get through. And to help us get through, we've got the usual panel. And that consists of Eric, Will, and Shane. So we'll go through and see how Eric's week's been. How's your week been, Eric?
My week's been very good. Thank you, Glenn. Yours?
Yes, equally. Yeah. Well, or maybe a couple of frustrating days, but that's another story. But
no, that's all right. You get those. You get those. You'll have to talk to your wife about that.
Yes. Oh, look, I've spoken to her, and so we're going to push through. Now,
ironically, when he got into trouble, he called me. I was the first person he rang. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. So Will knows all about it, and we'll just say, hey, Will, and we better just say hello to Shane because I think we're just already starting to talk about stuff. Hi, Shane.
Hey, how are we, guys?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Look, I'll tell you now what happened. I had a couple of hard days with a little job that I was doing, and then I finally finished the job. And I was going to. This is the 12th of 12th, so that was yesterday. Getting ready to take the machine back to the lady. Jumped in the car, flat battery. I haven't had a flat battery for years. So anyway,
what, in your car?
In the car. And what I think has happened was I went out the night before and the interior light was on. And I thought, I didn't shut the door properly. So I pushed the door closed, but it's only been on for 4 hours, And
that's enough.
Yeah, well, it must be, obviously, because the battery's probably not as good as it probably should be. And we'll tell you that it's a factory second-hand or something just to get you going when you buy the cars?
No, well, that's the original battery the car came with. So what year is it? 2008?
5.
2004, there you go.
That'll do it, you reckon?
So you've got 7 years out of a battery that's supposed to last 3. Yeah, I think it's about time you change it.
Anyway, I didn't heed anyone's advice. I didn't heed the RACQ, and I haven't heeded Will's advice yet. So RACQ told me to go and buy a charger and charge it. Didn't do it. And he said also and Will said go and get a new battery. Haven't done it. So let's see if the car will start tomorrow. Hopefully it will, because I've got to take the kids to school. So we'll see what happens. All right. Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. So anyway, we'll wait and see. That was my little issue with the 12th of the 12th. The world didn't end. We're still here. Nibiru hasn't smashed us to smithereens. So Will, had any dramas yesterday with you? Nibirus or anything like that?
No more than usual.
Right. Anyone here have a Nibiru problem?
No.
Eric, no. Everyone's good. All right. Well, let's get out of Nibirus. Okay. Now, Aussie Tech Heads, hosting. We do hosting, aussietechheads.com.au/hosting. If you've got a business or you just want a personal blog, just jump onto the site and get some personal fast and free installation of many programs, over 250 programs that you can install, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, whatever you want. Get you up and started at the flick of a switch. So it's free, affordable, fast Australian hosting. So that's good stuff. Now, also, you might have noticed just for the live viewers tonight, Tech Webcast, there was a technical hitch. Wasn't screened before the start of the show, so we apologise for that. But anyway, you can see Tech Webcast, or if you want to listen to it, techwebcast.info. They do have a video version on the YouTube if you want to go and check that out. But just go to iTunes and then search for it and you'll be away. And welcome to the Lounge. The Lounge is here every Thursday without fail. And they sit at aussietechheads.com.au/live. And they sit around, they ponder and they talk to each other. And, they play footsies and all that sort of stuff. And they chat in the chat room, which is good because that's what we encourage. Now, also what we're going to encourage is, I think, we're going to talk about Zello. Do you want to talk about that?
We can do that.
All right. Now, I think you've set up a Aussie Tech Head room. Is that right?
Yep. Hang on. Sorry, my
audio is crapping out.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll come back to Zello. We'll do Zello a little bit later on. So we'll start off with a story. How about, has everyone seen Kogan is entering into the mobile space? Now, Kogan this week launched prepaid mobile services, but no wholesale providers have been willing to come forward. There's conflicting stories.
Gee, what a surprise.
But there's conflicting stories.
He's probably lying through his teeth again. He's probably lying through his teeth.
But I don't know. You check out
He's
the
just a publicity hound, this bloke.
He is.
I give this guy 12 months before he goes under.
Oh, I think he's got too much money. I don't think he'll go on. Do you reckon?
No, he hasn't. No, that's perception, mate. Everyone thought Alan Bond was rolling in it too. It was all smoke and mirrors.
He was just rolling around. But anyway, but you look on his website, like two stories here. One story you read in one article, and no one wants to associate with him. You know, he's saying he's got these Telstra plans ready to go, and you go on the web page, and buy the Sims, go for your life. You know, blah blah blah, ready to go. But then you talk to someone, you read another article, and it's all straightforward. Now look, I've just got a couple of notes here that I pulled from this story. So Telstra's apparently distanced themselves. Kogan's declined to comment. Telstra wholesaler ISP1 is currently the only Telstra reseller to offer Australian prepaid 3G services, and they've declined to comment. Kogan's prepaid plans, which are pretty attractive price-wise, start from $29 to $299 for up to a year, with unlimited calls, SMS, and 6 gig of data per month. So that's not too bad. Now,
Got to be Optus. At those rates, it'd have to be Optus.
well, that's what you would think, but then there's updates and different, depends on which article you read. So now, because you look on his site, it's just so elaborate, it's so detailed, it's just you think, well, this has to be true. Like it's just so
No.
it's done. You can buy them now. But anyway, this other article says that it's all going ahead. The new network will use Telstra's wholesale 3G network, which is capped below the regular speeds of the Next G network. So apparently, so it covers.
So it's 2.5 G, just over edge speed.
Yeah. It's not fast. Look, it's not fast, and apparently this is what the wholesale and 3G dudes sell. So it's where is it? So the typical download speeds of 550k.
Yeah, that's crap. That's edge. That's not even 2.5. That's edge.
So that's between 550 and 3 meg. So that's the same as like what you get on your Optus and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Typical Next G download speeds, which is that's Telstra's prime
Yeah.
one.
Under the LTE,
Have range from a faster 1.1 to 20 megs and cover. Well, that's
Yeah,
not.
I get,
that's not LTE. That's the.
I get about 17 on the Telstra Next G.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's when you get to the LTE, that's when you start flipping right out.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So that's fast. So have you got LTE at your area at home, like in your?
Not at home, no.
So-
But I get at home here because I've got a lot of trees around here. I get about 8, which is not bad.
That's right.
If I step out and go out in the open in a park or something, gets about between 14 to 17. But if I drive about 10 minutes from here, I get the big 50 up, 50 down.
Yeah, right. That's massive, isn't it? That's massive. So So look. So apparently you can get on the Kogan. You can go and buy these things now. So, but anyway, you got to look at the speeds, eh? Like if you're not going to get a fair enough speed out of them, why bother? But
What's the point? Yeah.
The plans are attractive. You know, like I think they've also got on offer here. Here we go. There's a plan $9.99 per month for a 2 gig data plan only.
Yeah, that's got to be Optus because that's what TPG have the same plan and they use Optus exactly the same. $9.99, 2 gig. You know,
When you read
all you can eat, that sort of stuff.
when you read the Telstra, the Kogan website, it says in a couple of areas it says we use part of Telstra's network. So
Yeah,
we're not,
which means they're piggybacking from Optus onto the Telstra, some of the Telstra, what do you call it? Cell sites.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
They're piggyback because they share sites.
there's only one real fast way of getting stuff, and that's through the Telstra Premium network. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with
Yeah, baby.
happy with my stuff. Look, I've got the 3. I haven't got it in my drawer, but I've got the 3G dongle. You know, and I'm happy with that. But I'm gonna let it go. It's $40 a month. I'm gonna let it go because the tethering on the phone is just so good. It's so
It is.
good.
If you can get LTE pretty much anywhere, you're better off. It'd be cheaper, and you'd be better off just adding, an extra $10 to a month to your phone plan and getting an extra gig.
Yes.
You're better off doing that
Yeah,
than
right.
paying $40 a month for 3G.
Yep. Now, so that's marks the end of that story. Now, as we were doing last week, Shane was giving us a sort of like a what's happened on this day in tech over time. So you got some more for us this week. What's happened this week in the years gone by?
Yeah, I
Shayna.
have. I've actually got a selection this time rather than just one.
All right.
All right,
Whip 'em out.
so we'll work from today backwards. December 12th, 1896, Marconi Demos Radio. December 12, 1901, Marconi transmits across the Atlantic. So obviously the same bloke invented the radio and then transmitted across the Atlantic.
Is there
Coincidentally the same day.
is there conjecture about who actually invented the radio? Because I always thought it was Marconi, but then I heard that he might not have been the first. So
Look, he was probably pretty close to being the first.
yeah, it was a long time ago. He's close enough, good enough. All right.
Exactly.
Sorry, keep going, Shane.
A little bit kind of more recent and something that we're probably more familiar with. The neon light was invented on December 11 in 1910.
1910.
Yeah, apparently.
When was electricity invented?
A bit before that.
Well, it must have been
1800s, late 1800s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Who did the electricity? Was that
Wasn't that Edison or somebody?
Tesla, wasn't it? Or is he the electric motor?
Yeah, I don't know. Some dude. Was it
Edison, no, Edison
Stevenson?
used electricity to make the light bulb.
Yes.
Okay, but he didn't invent it.
But anyway, neon lights in 1910. Yeah, right. They've been with us for a while. Fish and chip shops. Push and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish and chips.
Okay, so December 10, 1944, Web Visionary passes into obscurity. This one I'll read a bit more because the kind of title doesn't really tell you much. 1944, his dream of global interlinked web of documents lying in ruins, information science pioneer Paul Otlet dies. I've never heard of this guy until obviously I stumbled across this story.
Never heard of him either.
Usually when you talk about web, you hear about Tim Berners-Lee and guys like that. But anyway, I will move on.
That was a long time ago. Yep.
Yeah, and for some reason, nothing happened on December 9 or December 8. December 7, 1999, the RIAA sues Napster.
Oh, I remember Napster. I remember jumping on Napster, downloading me stuff, and yeah, it was all the rage, wasn't it? And then it was
yeah.
I think it becomes synonymous with pirating MP3s and downloading
Yeah,
MP3s.
it becomes synonymous with crime and stealing.
Yeah, that's right. But it's still going. Not in its original form.
Yeah, but in a legal form.
Yeah.
Legal form now.
Didn't the studios just buy them out or something and said, "Oh, we'll just buy
Yeah,
this."
something.
They couldn't
believe
beat
it.
They
them.
thought, we'll go legit and we'll compete with Apple. Yeah, good luck
Yeah.
with that.
And 1850.
1850, the eyes have it, thanks to the ophthalmoscope.
That'd be an off. Oh, I can say that in my brain. It's I don't know. Off. Oh, well, don't worry about it. Who knows what happened? It's an ophthalmoscope.
Ophthalmoscope, you dumb bastards.
What is it? An ophthalmoscope?
What does it
Yes.
do?
It's a surgical device. And these days you have ophthalmic surgeons.
Yeah, right.
So it's like an eye thing?
It's an eye. Yeah, well, that's what it says. The eyes have it. So it's not an ear thing, is it?
No,
No.
that's true.
All right, and I think we got Will back. He's joined us. You're back on deck, Will?
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
My sound card actually literally just caught on fire.
It caught on fire in your computer.
Like, literally.
You're just dealing in high-end equipment there, Will. I love it.
It was $100 sound card.
Well, there you go.
So in the
I
computer,
say was.
in the computer that you're using now, it caught on fire.
It was a firewire sound compressor.
Right.
And
Leave that box moving.
yeah, it's no longer compressing.
Now, look, through the week, I had an email from Steve. Now, Steve comes from Thailand, listens to the show just about every week, and he sent us one he said we might get a laugh out of. So this is past and future of popular logos. Now, I've loaded...
Seriously.
Now, I've loaded this up.
Sorry.
So I've loaded it up, and I don't know if you can have a look at this. I think the guys on the stream can see me live, so we'll have a look at this. This is the past and future. It's a yeah, it's not true, but it's just someone having a bit of fun. Now, look, there's some Apple ones. I'm sorry for the people on the podcast.
No,
audio.
they're true. They're Apple ones. They're fair income.
Yeah, but then into the future.
Oh,
Okay.
into the future, yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. So there's some funny ones there. Look, if you're on the audio, just go grab the show notes at aussietechs.com.au after you listen to us and get the link, and you can have a look at these. Now, there's some Kentucky Fried Chickens. What's it got? KFB. I don't know what that would mean. So what happens? It's got KFC logo 1952, then the logo for 78, the logo for 91, the logo for 2010, and they've imagined.
What's KFB stand for? What's B?
And they've
Broccoli.
imagined.
What's KFB? Oh, broccoli. It is.
And they've
Broccoli.
Oh, Echo.
Yeah, don't mind me.
Why broccoli? I thought it might have been his brains.
No, look, it looks like a broccoli. That is broccoli. You're right.
So
Thank
anyway,
you, Shane.
there's a couple of other ones. There's Ford and Son. There's a funny one there, the IE Internet Explorer. Yeah, that's a funny one.
Any Netscape ones?
Oh no, we'll go down IBM.
That might be around in the future.
Coca-Cola, they haven't
They might
changed.
come back. Coca-Cola hasn't changed. No.
Xerox, Microsoft. Yeah. LG. And VW, the Gap, don't know what they are. Nokia, there you go. Nothing.
Yeah, gone. Nothing for 2015.
So nothing. So they're finished. Firefox lost his little spark in his tail. M&M's, is that? M&M's and Pepsi's.
Google.
Probably a funny one.
Yeah, fat ass.
Pepsi's got the 2015 logo with a fat boy bending over. So that's all good. So yeah,
Trying
thanks,
to
Steve.
pick up a can.
Yeah. So all right, we'll get back to we can't neglect the audio listeners. So all right, so we'll get back on track with some stories. Now, Eric, did you have a story you want to divulge?
I might.
You might have.
What do you think? Shall I?
You can pick one of your favourites.
I'll pick. The Wall Street Journal says that Apple is testing several HD TV designs with Asian manufacturers. The Wall Street Journal on Wednesday became the latest publication to chime in on the much-rumoured Apple television, saying the company's most recent efforts have focused on a collaboration with struggling Japanese electronics maker Sharp. So they'll just buy Sharp, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
After all this,
Well, I'll tell you a story
they
about
make
Sharp.
good panels.
You want to hear a
Have
story?
you? Good stuff.
Yep. I'll tell you after you finish.
Yeah, you wait your turn. According to the journal's supply chain sources, see, here we go again with the sources. Apple has been testing a few designs for a large format HD TV, though the publication warns that the Cupertino, California company may not actually build the device.
Right.
Okay, so it's rumor at this stage, but the rumors are now starting to gather some force. So let's wait and see, shall we?
Well, it was always a bit of a pipe dream of Jobsy, wasn't it? Like he always had that TV. It's been in his background bubbling away for a while, for quite some time.
Yep.
And I suppose now, like you've got stories coming out with, even in Australia, that Android's overtaken iOS and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I suppose they need the next big thing. They need to.
Yeah, but look, those figures. Just my view is this: just because it outsells something, it doesn't mean it's better.
Oh no, that's right.
Ford outsells BMW too, mate. But I know what I'd rather drive.
Well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Now, also, now leading into another story that you've got there, and you were talking about the Apple, and it looks like it's coming back to America, coming back to US shores.
Made in America,
Yes.
according to they're bringing it back. There we go. Y'all, me with you see. New York Silicon Corridor fuels more Apple made in USA rumors. Apple says it plans to make Macs in the US next year, spurring speculation about chip companies setting up shop here to make Apple silicon.
Yes. So
New York State has emerged as the chip making hotspot, not hot enough to fuel the latest speculation. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So look, they've been talking about this for a while because they're getting a lot of heat. For making it in China, not because they're making it in China, they're getting a lot of heat because they can't control how the workers are treated in China.
yeah.
And they're getting a bit of heat about that. But expect your products to go up in price if they make them in America, because wage costs are higher.
Well, apparently, Cook in this article that I saw, Cook didn't say which lines will be moved back to the US or where the new production facilities will be hosted, but he said that Apple's US-based operations will involve more than just final Mac assembly, and that the shift back to the US will run Apple $100 million. And I think
that's nothing. That's spare change. They've got $100 billion in the bank. That's nothing. That's one day's pay.
So interesting how he said that it's more than just a final Mac assembly, because a little while ago when Jobs was on the planet, he apparently said to Barack Obama that the iPhone, iPad will never, ever, ever be made on American soil. So for whatever reasons he had for saying that, probably the cost.
Probably because he need margins.
Yeah.
Look, they might increase slightly in price, but at the same time, Apple will take a hit on their margins if they want to be able to sell them, because you can't just increase your price exponentially because you want to keep your because their margins are 40% at the moment. And
good.
If they're made in America and you still want your margins to be 40%, your iPhone's going to go from $1,000 to $1,400 or $1,300, and no one's going to buy it. So they're going to have to take a little bit of a hit on their margins, but they should more than make up for it in volume.
Well, I think also that. Yeah, you don't agree, Will?
I was going to say it's a bit of a weird situation. It can work the other way too. Like as an example, Century batteries, been Australian made for 100 odd years. That's why they're called Century, and they've still got made in Australia written on the batteries. Well, at least the stickers made in Australia. The batteries are made over in Thailand. They're shipped over. The Australian-made stickers go on them, and they charge more for them now than they did when they were actually made in Australia. So
yeah, right. Work that
their
one
profits have gone up. Their profits are probably doubled now because they're not making them in Australia, and they put their prices up.
But
they put their price up because they go, well, it's made in Australia, so of course it's going to cost more. But that's very sneaky that only a certain part of it is made in Australia.
Yeah, the stickers that say made in Australia are made in Australia.
But that's highly illegal.
But
talking
I thought
to do that.
One of the advantages of this Apple thing is that, if not initially, but the long-term plan is for the factory to be mostly, or if not 100%, kind of robotic. So why would the cost be any more when robots are doing all the work?
Well, you still got to hire engineers, mate. They just don't sit there and fix themselves. Engineers cost $250,000 a year.
They hire them from China anyway, but it's not even that. That's the cost of all the materials, and everything is still dearer regardless of.
When they've got to buy real estate. Real estate's very expensive compared to China.
Real estate, power, all
rents, power, electricity. Unless you're running the 42 gigawatt solar station.
Look, at the end of the day, I think what will probably happen is, they might take a small hit on their margins, but also they're not going to take it laying down, and they'll probably just squeeze more out of the materials. Like they're all made over in China.
They'll just be very efficient, as efficient as they can be.
So they're going to put it all.
I think too.
They're going to put it all.
Sorry, Glenn, you go.
Okay, I was just going to say they're going to put it all together, right? They're going to say they're going to assemble it in the US, but they're going to squeeze the guts out of, say, the screens, and the poor little Chinese, they're probably going to take pay cuts and living standard cuts to make these screens cheaper.
That's possible. They'll say,
and Apple won't.
Yeah, that's right. That's possible. They might, if they make it in China, the screen might be costing them $10, but if they start making it in America, they might say, look, we're only going to pay you $9.
Yeah, and then and then it's not Apple's problem when the people jump off the building.
We'll pay $9 a screen, but we'll double our order.
Yeah,
exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyway,
but it's not only that too. I think Apple, it'll give, in some respects, it's not necessarily a bad thing because it will give Apple its niche market sort of feel back, if that makes any sense.
It'll give it its because until they started making in China, I think in the early 90s or mid 90s, everything was made in California, and that gave them a lot of cred. And so they get a lot of that. Now they just put designed in California.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, I'm all for, why not? Get out of China. I'm all for it. It probably costs a little bit more, but if you can absorb it, and it's not going to cost like too much more, Got
to remember too that the quality, it's going to be easy for them to keep a grip on the quality control if it's made locally. Well, you would think anyway.
They won't have camera lenses bouncing around inside cases and things like
that.
So there's going to be a thing in a glue that's still not stuck on the screen, so the screen's still a bit yellow for a few days, and this sort of stuff. But which happens. That happens very rarely. But It'll happen even less so, I think, if they get their quality control right when it's done locally.
Now, but also, like, do you think that is Apple, are they growing a soul or a conscience about anything? Do you think that they might be
Don't
going
be stupid.
Well, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? But there's a quote. The quote from Tim Cook.
Business is business, mate.
The quote from Tim Cook was, "I don't think we have a responsibility to create a certain kind of job, but I think we do have a responsibility to create jobs." So that's very patriotic.
Yeah.
Stand up and
you know what
hand on
everyone's
heart
forgotten
stuff.
to mention here? He could have been given. He could have got a tap on the shoulder from the old Barack Obama and said, "Hey, Timmy baby, what if you bring it back to the US and we'll give you some subsidy, some government subsidy? We'll just throw money. You have more debt for the US. Apple will make squillions of dollars, and the US will go another $1 trillion in debt.
That's right.
So who knows if they're getting subsidies to come back? That's we might never know that.
No, probably you're probably right. That's probably how it will go. Well, talking of Apple and getting things sorted out, we got Mark on the line, so we'll go and have a chat to Mark. So I'm going to stop that one because Mark came on, and you guys on the video, you're probably not going to hear him. Sorry. So now I'm going to start. So I'm going to start another. I'll go save. I'll start another track. Because those of you guys were in the lounge, you would have heard Mark before, so I'm not going to play him again. I couldn't handle it.
Once it's enough.
So people watching on YouTube, go and get it from the podcast, the audio podcast from the iTunes.
If I feel nice and generous, you won't be hearing.
You might squeeze it in.
Yeah, you won't be hearing this conversation. You'll just get it. So we'll see how we go. Okay.
Yeah. Unless you forget, in which case you'll be hearing this conversation. In which case, send Glenn an email and remind him to
Glenn at aussietechheads.com.au. Subject line: you lazy bastard.
That's right. What are you doing in bed? All right, now so a bit. I think you missed Mark's thing, Eric, but he was just saying he put an SSD into a MacBook Pro. I think he's got it into his MacBook.
Yeah, I've been tempted to do that as well, but geez, they're still pretty pricey.
Yeah, so he's done that. He's found a bit of a speed increase, and he bought some Thunderbolt cabling.
Yes.
Or lightning cables or something. What was he saying? Lightning? I forget.
Thunderbolt. I think was it
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Well, lightning is for the phones.
Yeah, so he bought some Thunderbolts. He said they got really, really hot and like enough to actually scorch you with. So that's what
Beautiful.
That was he was on about. Okay, so blah blah blah.
All right, you keep talking, and I'm gonna get a quote on some SSD drives here.
All right. Yeah, so Eric's going to get a quote on some of those SSD drives and let us know. But while he's doing that, Will, we haven't heard from you.
Come down a bit.
Oh, hang on. What do you got?
Yes.
What do you got there, Eric? Hang on, Will.
What have I got? This is from macsales.com, and they ship to Australia. These, I've bought stuff from these guys before. And on their website, you can click in. This is the sort of Mac I've got, and they'll tell you, this is the RAM model you should get. This is the hard drive, blah blah blah. So, their own brand solid state drives, 60 gigs for $78, 120 gigs for $130. This is all in US dollars, mind you. 240 gigs for $229, which is not too bad.
Well,
and 480 gigs for $528 with shipping. With the Australian dollar the way it is, that's probably about $520 plus shipping of about $10. It's about $530 for 480 gigs. It's not bad.
Well,
I just upgraded all my stuff, and part of that was an SSD, and I bought a Samsung 128 gigabyte SSD, and that was 135.
Yeah, it's about right. It's about line ball, because this one here is 120 is 130.
Well, let me tell you the prices here on the eastern seaboard. Now, we've got, when I bought mine, look, that you can...
Is it still in the box?
Yes. Yeah.
How long you had it? 2 weeks?
No, only
2 weeks?
Only about a week. That's going into
7 days to go. You can't open it for 7 days, Glenn. You'd break your record.
Maybe after Christmas. I still got a computer in the cupboard that I haven't even put together, and it's now 2 years old. It's 2 years old.
Obsolete.
I know.
Obsolete.
I know. It'll still do what I originally bought it for. It'll still do the purpose.
Yeah, I know what you bought it for. You bought it to sit in the cupboard. Of course it's going to still do that.
That's right. I had to have something fill that jaw. Now, I went down to buy an SSD, and, you've got your Intel, you've got your Kingstons, you've got your...
What side are you looking at here, mate?
msy.com.au.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Now,
Okay, go on.
so under the price lists,
Intel are the most expensive.
well, you have a look here.
No?
No. So they're comparable.
Intel they all do different levels. The high-end Intel stuff is quite expensive, but yeah.
So, okay, so 240 gig, 185, is that? 185? So what did you say your 240 was, Eric? Have you still got that?
About 230.
Yeah, so there's
About 230.
a little bit of difference. So I bought the 120 gig for 97. I thought that would not fit nicely. $97 for 120.
Should have got a bigger one, mate.
Well, I didn't want a bigger one. So probably because you're going to put yours in your laptop. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Mark did the same. But mine's going in a desktop. So I just want a smallish drive just to take the OS and then maybe a little bit of breathing space. And everything else I just put onto a normal drive. So
Right.
I just want the OS to go a bit faster, and maybe even when I encode the video, I just want that to go a bit faster. But I'm going to run two drives, the SSD and as the primary operating drive, and then send all the data and that to drive D or something. But have a look, MSY, they're pretty good, aren't they? They're around Australia, I think. I'm not sure if they're in Perth.
Well, they deliver Australia wide, so that's cool.
They're in. Can we see if they're in Perth? They are in Western Australia, in Balcatta and Cannington. Near you, Shane?
This is not bad. 240 gig Intel SSD, $185.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. That's good. They're good.
That's a 2.5 inch. That's an internal 2.5.
Yes.
So it's a laptop size.
Yeah. Like I think
Not bad.
once you what you do if you've got a Mac, you go and grab as much info as you can from that Mac site to determine what sort of brand even that you could go, and then just go and jump onto one of these sites. Another good site for cheap stuff is umart.com.au. Now they're very comparable to MSY. Umart's around the place as well. So yeah, jump in, go for your life. Now, Will, what do you think about SSDs? You got an opinion?
I think they're still too expensive for what they are, but they are going to replace spinning discs, partly because neodymium magnets are becoming so expensive and they're a critical part in a spinning disc. So solid-state drives, they will come down, they will become commonplace. And I think, look, for the average person, no point. To be honest,
the person that writes the occasional letter, email, whatever, they don't really need it. But
no,
you're doing processor-intensive data applications. You probably
video editing, photo editing, high def video recording, because even recording in 720p is getting towards the limits of a standard 7200 spinning drive. So, yes, there are definitely applications for it, and because they are specific applications to this point, people will pay, the premium to do it better. But sizes will increase, price will decrease. They'll become commonplace in much the same way that, go back 10 years ago, and we're, saying that, 850 megahertz computers with 2 gigabyte hard drives and so
yeah. Look, I remember.
Yes.
I remember when they first come out, and they
were expensive as.
Yeah, they were, and they had read-write issues. They weren't read-writing. You had a small.
And you couldn't wipe them, and after a while it uses the space and it just becomes corrupt. And before you know it, you've got 1 gigabyte left. Yeah,
but you know what?
They don't have that problem anymore.
120 gig, $97. I've got no issue. I think, who cares? It doesn't matter.
There's an Intel one here, I've just discovered. Intel one from the same place, macsales.com. 480 gigabyte Intel for $530.
Yeah,
with a 5-year Intel warranty. And it reads, get this, at 6 gigabits per second.
But that warranty would be Intel. Doesn't matter where you buy. I think Intel, they're pretty good with their warranty. I've used the warranty on Intel.
Oh yeah, they're good. 5 years, you send it back to Intel, bang.
Yep. You can even jump up on your web page and you can type the serial number in, and it'll tell you if it's in warranty. So it's very good.
Yeah.
And then you just post it into them. They post a new one or a reconditioned one back. Easy as. So they're pretty good. I do like Intel. Western Digital, they got the same deal with the warranty, similar sort of deal. Haven't sort of ventured to the other mobs, the Fujitsu.
I found it my Western Digital drives used to crash all the time.
What have you got, Shane, in your new system? Tell us about your new system.
Yeah, I've got the SSDs are Samsung. They originally quoted me on I think it was a CZ something or ICZ, and because they've been mucking me around a bit, they said, all right, we'll upgrade you to the Samsung, at the same price. But everything else I've got the Intel i7 3770. I've got 16 gig of RAM, a couple of Firewire cards for cameras and whatnot. I've kept the 250 gig spinning hard drive that I had.
Yep.
New power supply. I kept the video card that I had. I had an old 5770 just so I could run the 3 monitors. But yeah, no, I mean, before I bought it, everyone sort of said SSDs, they're fantastic. They get things done before you even hit the enter button. And I mean, I've noticed a difference, but I'm not really blown away by it.
Oh, if you did a window,
think if you replaced your hard drive and everything was SSD, you'd notice it.
Yeah, if you did a Windows, which you probably couldn't because of the new machine, but you know how they have the Windows appreciation index or some crap, some index.
Oh yeah, I did one of them. Yeah, 7.4 out of everything else was 7.9.
Yeah.
But the lowest thing was 7.4.
And what was that? Video.
I think it might have been video card, 3D stuff.
So because your hard drive, if it was a cylindrical thing, that would have dragged it down as well. So now you're pumping up in the high digits, high single digits. Now while we've got you there, Shane, you've got a one here. It's that time of the year again when everyone starts, wondering, what was the most searched for item and all this sort of stuff. So we've got a little pre New Year list going just to give you an idea what everyone's doing. And Shane's compiled or grabbed one of these lists from somewhere. Facebook reveals Australia's favourite places to check in. Where's
correct
favourite place? Give us the first maybe 3 of each.
Hang on, let's clarify. Top 10 Australian check-ins when you're checking in with Facebook.
Yes.
Not checking in
with anything else.
With Foursquare or Twitter or anywhere else.
Yeah. So this would just be
something that's more popular.
Top 10 of Facebook Australian check-ins.
Yes, Shane.
Yes.
Number 3.
All right. So number 3 is ANZ Stadium.
Now that'd be Sydney. I don't think it's called ANZ Stadium up here anymore, is it? I think they might have ditched that when the Broncos left. But anyway, yep. Number 2.
Number 2, Darling Harbour. So another one for Sydney. And big drum roll. Number 1, Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Oh yeah.
Not much going on in Brisbane and Perth there, fellas, in Queensland.
Got Rod Laver, Bondi Beach, Sydney Opera House, Chadstone Shopping Centre.
Yeah, that's in Melbourne. Suncorp, number 9. Suncorp got a mention.
Oh, there we go. Top 10 overall topics. Number 3
is The Voice, the TV show.
Number 2,
Big Brother, the TV show.
Number 1,
and One Direction, the made-up boy band.
How can you? Right, okay. As discussed, how do they know what you're discussing? Is it just like a word count or something? Who knows? And the top.
No, they got their algorithms.
Yeah, well, the others in that list: the London 2012 Olympics, Hunger Games, 50 Shades of Grey, Sydney Swans, the Avengers, Gangnam Style. Oh, that's nearly had 1 billion hits. Have you seen that? Nearly 1 billion.
Yeah, that's number 9. Yeah, how does that work out?
Yeah, I don't know. It's YouTube's probably it has to be YouTube's most successful or most popular thing. It's nearly up to 1 billion. Can you count them? It's 1 billion. There's so many numbers. Go and have a look at it. Take it over 1 billion.
Well, put it this way: there's only 6 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
Not everyone's got the internet.
Oh, but
and
then
not
again,
everyone's got the internet.
But then
that's right.
My little girl just watches it about 6 times a day, so
Well, that's probably true.
She's got about probably about 300 of those views. Now, top 10 songs I'll listen to by Australian Facebook users via Spotify. Oh, don't we all love Spotify? Do you have Spotify, Eric?
Yeah, I do. Don't use it.
Yeah, love it. Eric, Shane, do you have it? Do you have Spotify, Shane? Do you use the Spotify?
And now the closest thing I've got is a Last FM account that I had to create as part of my uni thing, but no, I don't use that either.
Oh,
he's got an AM. He's got a portable AM radio that he takes to the cricket with him.
So, as said by one Australian person that wears a big hat, do yourself a favour. Spotify.com.au. Now, number 3, top 10 song. Number 3,
Payphone by Maroon 5.
Yeah, not bad. Number 2.
Call Me Baby by Carly Rae Jepsen.
And number 1, ding.
Skinny Love by Bon Iver.
Bon Iver, never heard of him.
I'm that old. I haven't heard any of these.
Oh,
Not even the rest. Not even the rest of the top 10.
Oh no, number 4. Somebody I used to know. Yeah, heard that. That's been smashed into my head everywhere. Number 5. We Are Young.
Hate that song.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Hate that song.
Not a fan.
We forgot. This is what we should have had. Hang on. What have we got here? Hang on. No, number 1 is
Skinny Love by Bon Iver.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's Bon Jovi's cousin. Now, whistle, don't know. Some nights, don't know. Oh, fun. They were good. I saw them on the Graham Norton show. They were good. Now, One More Night. Oh, yeah, Maroon 5 again. Geez, 2 songs. Starships and Little Talks. Yeah, well, good on them. Good on them. Now, you might
the one I was going to say that's missing out of that is Gangnam Style. I thought that would have been in the top 10 of songs as well.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Yeah, but that's for the year. Gangnam Style came out late in the year, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's pushing up there. Now you might have heard a bit of silence coming from Ipswich, and that's because the rest of his computer's caught on fire, and he won't be.
I think his house is on fire, and he's calling the fire engines.
He unfortunately will.
He's actually cooking. He's cooking his eggs over his computer.
That's right. It was all that talk about hot thunderbolt leads and everything. The computer just gone, stuff it.
That's it. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, so now, so Will unfortunately won't be back for the rest of the show. So let's hope his computer's hasn't fried itself stupid. Now, look, I've better get into some Microsoft news. Microsoft fixes the Surface Wi-Fi issues with the latest update of Patch Tuesday. There's a few Patch Tuesday bundle things coming out, so you update your computer, make sure it's all up to date, and you should only update your PC from the Windows Shield. So sometimes that's how.
You know what happened to me today? What's today? Thursday, right? I'm working here. I'm at home.
Yep.
I've logged into my office, and obviously the computers at the office are logged into a server, right? So I'm working away there and blah blah blah, everything's going fine, and suddenly the program I'm using, the software that I use for my business, just freezes. I'm thinking, oh, that's weird. I just shut it down and restart it.
Yep.
And I go and it wouldn't start, and I think, oh, what's going on here? And I always check whether the network drives are suddenly fallen off the,
Yep.
And suddenly the network, I couldn't connect to the network drive, like the shared, the map drives and all that sort of stuff. Couldn't get into it. The server had restarted itself after an update on a Thursday. You believe that?
Well, you know what? Because that was a little perplexing for myself as well, because I came out this morning and the computer was sitting in the reboot mode. At your log-on screen. I think this little mongrel's rebooted. I'm sure.
Same with me. Yeah. Mine had rebooted overnight. I thought, hang on a minute, I didn't do this.
No, that's right.
And, but it decided to defer that for a few hours and reboot my server at about lunchtime today.
Well, anyway, the Patch Tuesday is out, and that's, as I was saying, look, a lot of spyware comes through to people by looks like an update in the bottom. It looks like the balloon opens and says you've got an update from Microsoft, but it's a virus. So if you get the balloon and you're not sure if it is or not, all you do is you should have that little yellow shield. Make sure it's a yellow shield, or even better still, is go into the Start menu, Windows Update, and go from there, and then you'll know if it's fair dinkum or not. Now, Wi-Fi issues. Surface apparently had some Wi-Fi issues, which have now been fixed. 7 bulletins this month, 5 of which are rated as critical. So do your updates. The patches include updates for IE, Word, and several for the RT, and the Surface address security issues around the mobile, blah, 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 and it goes crackety, crapping on. Now, Surface, while we're talking about Surface is, Microsoft, I think, has finally done the right thing, seen the light, whatever you want to say. Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi will start retailing the Surface this Friday. So before, you could only get it through the Microsoft pop-up stores or pop-in stores, whatever they want to call themselves, or online. But now they've seen the error of their ways, because they need to get these things sold. They made, they made 3 million of them or something. So obviously they've got to get them sold. Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi will begin retailing the Surface RT Friday. That's tomorrow. Almost 2 months after the tablet became available solely through the blah, blah. We said that. The Surface
Oh, my God.
The 32 gig model, 559. What?
It's just taken so long to get it to the stores. What's going on?
I know, but they didn't want to do it that way. Their model was not to do it this way. But they've obviously,
Yeah,
I reckon.
we've seen how well that works.
Look, I think because it was contentious too, because the partners and still a little bit contentious because the Microsoft partners, which are all the resellers, well, they want to get their hands on some new bit of kit because it's going to make some money. But but they held it back, and now it's at the moment JB and Harvey, so everyone else is still probably struggling a bit there. But 32 gig, what was I saying? 559 and 679, 64. How does that work? 16 gig for five. I can't even read that.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. 64 gig for $789.
Look, I've got a screenshot there of the prices. I got me text mixed up. It'll also do the cover, and Microsoft indicated it will go the same route and retail the product directly. They're talking about their professional version of the Windows touchscreen laptop thing when it comes out next in January.
I think this is going to be a disaster.
What, the Surface Pro?
It's not going to sell. Yeah.
Depends what it can do. It's dear, very expensive.
It's too expensive.
Look, I was thinking
How do you reckon
but that price
Windows
got a
tablets will
laptop.
go in general?
How do we what?
I don't think very well.
What's that? The Surface.
Windows tablets in general, whether it be the Surface or anyone else's, do you reckon
Oh,
as a
look,
collective they'll go right?
yeah, I like them. I like them. I think they're good. I was only thinking today that I don't know if I'd spend $1,000 on
You love them.
I don't know if I'd spend $1,000 on it, but then again,
No.
if it's going to be a laptop replacement, maybe I would.
But it never will be.
Yeah.
I just because you need the screen real estate. You need the better graphics on a laptop that
hard drive
probably
space.
pretty good. You need the hard drive space. It's never going to be a laptop replacement unless they can throw in a 500 gigabyte freaking drive in there.
Yeah, well,
That's also touchscreen. I'm telling you, like I said last week, if Apple brings out a MacBook Air size device that when you shut it down, it's as thin as a pencil, which it is, but it's a touchscreen, on the other side.
Yeah.
It'll wipe. Microsoft might as well just pack it up if they do that,
but
because Apple will just eat their lunch.
Yeah, but look, I still think that the thing Windows has got is that it's got the operating system. It's in what 90% of the computers. Like, although Apple will be say they make this thin little tablet folded up and blah blah blah. Yeah, it'd be great, but that's if you're living in the Mac OS world, OS X world.
Yeah,
but
nothing wrong with that.
But I don't really live in that world.
You should live in that world.
I live in the Windows world, and
leave the dark side.
No,
join us.
No, I can't because
join us.
There's not enough. I can't put another hard drive in my Mac Mini. I can put a hard drive in my bloody PC.
I think you can. Well, you can't put another hard drive, but you can make it bigger.
Yeah, well, I want to put 3 in, but you can't.
Why do you want to put 3 hard drives in?
I don't want to put
So
3
you
in.
can rate it.
That's right. Well, me coffee doesn't sit high enough on the desk. Anyway,
Lord.
Now talking of Apple, what has come back for Apple? Apple, everyone's heard of Apple Maps, and guess what, Eric? I think you might have had this little story as well.
The Google Maps.
The Google Maps, yes.
Don't like it. I downloaded it, had a look. I don't like it. It's pretty. Did you download it? What do you think?
Oh, I couldn't actually get navigation to work.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
I don't know.
But I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it at all. Compared to their last when they replaced the original iPhone Google Maps, much better than the current one.
Well, just on the service, I did download it, and I couldn't because it said it had turn-by-turn instruction. I went, oh beauty! I want to rate this against what I've been using, and I couldn't find out how to navigate. I found that I could find the addresses and all that, but I just couldn't find out how to navigate.
Well, that's typical Google. Google's never been user-friendly.
No, but look, what I can tell you is...
There's no street view. There's no street view like the old one.
There's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I couldn't work out how to do it.
Well, I know. Well, then this is how the story goes. The Google Maps is available through iTunes for free now. It offers functions as search, turn-by-turn navigation, directions, street view, and imagery. Its public transport feature is not available in Australia. People around the world have been asking for Google Maps on the iPhone. Starting today, we're pleased to announce that Google Maps is here, said Google in a statement. So it's being designed from the ground up to combine the comprehensiveness and accuracy of Google Maps with an interface that makes finding what you're looking for faster and easier. So it may well do that, but I couldn't get it going. But I'll tell you what has impressed me, and I know you're going to say, the Apple Maps, people. What was that story that came out through the week? The Victorian police got onto the idiot box and said, warning motorists against using software, the Apple Maps, after 2 people searching for the city of Mildura got lost in the wilderness. So
yeah, tourists.
But I'll tell you, ever since, I think you might have alerted us to it last week or the week before, the actual street name, turn-by-turn street name on Apple Maps, I love it. I have not stopped using it. I love it, getting street names.
Yeah, it's not bad. It sucks your data, though. As long as you've got it plugged in, not sucks your data, sucks your battery. As long as you've got it plugged into your car and you're using it, you'll be fine.
Well,
but during the week, Glenn, there's been an update just on a site, which I forgot to mention. You know that Find My Phone thing on Apple, right?
Yeah.
Have you used that at all?
I've got it switched on or
right.
Loaded.
Right. So you can. So if you don't, if you've logged in and so there's my phone there. I can see it works. You've done that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, the new one, if you've updated it, is that if you've lost your phone, just saying you've got an iPad or another phone, you log into Find My Phone, and it shows you where the phone is, right?
Yeah.
But now it's got driving directions to get your phone.
Oh, fair income.
Within the Find My Phone thing, so you click driving directions. You think, right, let's get in the car and get my phone back, and it'll tell me where it is.
But you're you're finding my phone on your computer though. You're in the house.
but your wife might have a phone.
Yeah, I know.
For example.
I know.
Take your wife's phone and log in through that.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. And also, it'll tell you where it tells me where my Mac Mini is and everything. That's good. Yeah,
you load them all. It's all your Mac Minis, all the whole thing. Yep. So there you go. Driving directions to lost phones.
And then you find that there's a bloke about 8 foot tall and 4 foot wide who's got it, and you go, oh no, never mind, you can keep it.
Never mind, you can have it, mate. I was going to upgrade anyway.
Yeah, well, about a year ago, I had a guy knocking on my door, going, "Have you seen my white iPhone?" And I went, "What?" I went, "No, no." He comes up, he goes, "Do you live here?" And I went, "Well, yes," because at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I probably come out in the nude. And so anyway, so I went. Oh, they all flocked over. No, and so yeah, and he goes, "Do you live here?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And he said, "Have you got my iPhone?" And I went, "No." I said, "I don't even have an iPhone," because that's when I had the Samsung. And so anyway, so it was sort of a bit of a
you say to him, "Mate, you lost your iPhone. Do you want my Samsung?"
It was sort of like an awkward bit of a conversation, and so
it could have been, because see, the thing is, it's not 100% accurate. It could have been any of the 3 houses around you.
Yeah, so that's what happened. He's got his missus sitting in the car doing navigating stuff, and he's the heavy coming in the.
Well, there's your problem right there.
Yeah, so he's come in, but yeah, the Find My Phone obviously pointed to my house, and then he goes, "Well, if it's not here," he goes, "Are you sure?" And I'm going, I was just about to getting close to losing me cool, what is he doing? Is he accusing me and all this sort of stuff? So
if he was smart, which obviously he isn't, he would have just hung around the area and waited for people to move about. And if the thing started moving, you think, "Oh, that car just left and it's moving in the same direction as that car," follow that car. That's why he's not a cop.
Oh, I tell you. But anyway, I said, "Look,
dumbass.
I don't have it, mate. So get out of here." And he started going, "Well, do you know the people that live in number 5, such and such a street up the way?" And I went, "No."
No.
How would I know him? I said, "I don't know." And it's just an idiot. Obviously, whoever stole it walked past my place, and he's probably pinged up got this location. The guy's walked past, and then he's turned it off, or the battery went flat, and my place was the last signal shown. But anyway, he nicked off just before he got a punch in the face, so that was good.
Glenn, the good Samaritan, well done.
Now, where else are we going here? We've done the Apple and the thing. All right. What, Shane, have you got any more? Did you want to do any more?
Oh, we got the Google Evernote thing.
Yeah, what's that one about?
All right, so Google's launched a Drive feature that includes... I'll try to start that again. Google has launched a Drive feature that may indicate that it's ready to challenge Evernote. In a Google post, the search giant said that they're launching a Save to Drive extension to its Chrome browser, which I have stumbled across in the last couple of days. The general idea is that you can grab content from around the web and store it in this Google Drive thing. similar to what you can do with Google Evernote, although I believe with Evernote, I don't know if that's a plugin or a separate thing. Evernote stores notes, pictures, and other items to the cloud. And now that Drive is offering a clip to the service to go with Google Docs, Google appears to be at least pondering a challenge to Evernote, and it goes on just to kind of compare the two services after that.
Yeah, so look, Evernote, I reckon, once again, if you're not using Evernote, do yourself a favour. Go and grab it. It's great. Like, I use it, I've started using it, when you ring up Telstra or you're ringing up somebody and so I've got Evernote like as an icon so I can quickly access it, opens up, and I just go, I've got a little note there called phone calls or something, whatever, and then I've got starting to get headings. So then when I ring Telstra, I go up, as I'm talking to them, I can type in the date, I can type in the person's name that I'm speaking to and what the conversation is about, and then I just use it as my own little log, So how many times have you get into a situation they go, well, have you tried to ring us before about this, or have you made contact?
And you say yes. Look at my notes. I say we don't have any notes.
Yeah.
Liars.
Yeah. So I've got a case before the ombudsman at the moment, but I can't say it because it's going through the courts. But
Oi!
no, it's not. It's just through the ombudsman. But what happened was we relocated. My brother's shop was at Beanley. Now it's down in Kingscliff. Relocated, and Telstra said, "Yeah, don't worry, don't cancel the service. Just relocate it. You better keep the same plan." Anyway, we relocated. Bill,
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
First bill came.
I've done that.
Yeah. First bill came.
$1 million.
$800. We changed
For
plan.
what? Oh, because they've treated as a new connection, very new connection the whole way,
and pushed us off a plan. So we were getting for our plan in our bundle we get like free. We were getting free STD.
Internet and free phone calls and everything. Yeah.
So now we started getting charged, and I'm thinking, oh, you're kidding me, aren't you? And then they're just going, well, that's we can't.
So what do they say? Wouldn't it be quite simple to tell them, see my last plan? You got it in front of you. They go, yeah.
They say,
so that's the plan. I'm supposed to put me back on that. Well, yeah.
That plan's been retired. That plan's retired.
Actually, that's a good point, because I'm on a plan like that, and suddenly I've noticed that my bills are going up because they're now charging me for phone calls.
Yeah. Well, you want to ring them up.
And I haven't, because it just goes up incrementally. Won't worry about it.
Yeah.
Won't worry about it.
Yeah.
And before you know it, every time you say don't worry about it, it's $10. But then you look back over 2 years and you think, fuck, look at my bill.
Hang on, just write that one down.
Edit.
Good one, 37. Okay, I'll be here till 1 o'clock. Now,
I might just pepper the whole podcast with those just to give you a sleepless night.
Yeah, good. I'd love it. Yeah, so that's what they do. Like they change the plans around, and I said to the lady, I said, now hang on a second. I said, hang on. I said, you've changed plans on me. I said, aren't I in a contract? Aren't I under a contract? And she goes, well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't be bothered checking.
And she goes, well, you're not now. And I, well, of course I'm not, because you've taken me.
Because you took me off it.
So anyway, I've said I've requested the voice tapes. I've said you get that voice tape out that I recorded with you people on the such and such a day when I called up to relocate and cancel that service up there, and you will hear the term relocation. Keep the same plan. Get it out. Yeah, and I'm going to town on them. Going to town.
So, no, you got to.
You have to. And I'll tell you my story about Sharp too, just quietly, just to self-indulge a bit here, because there was a story about Sharp, wasn't there? Someone was mentioning, Apple buying Sharp. Or
Apple invested some money in Sharp.
Yeah, our remote for our Sharp TV broke. Like, turned it off one night, came to turn the TV on the next day, no good. And it was not the battery, checked the battery and everything like this. So anyway, wife gets on the phone to Sharp. I've got this broken remote, the TV's only 1 year old, blah, blah, blah. And the lady goes, oh, yeah, well, yeah, that should be no worries. Just send us the receipt and we'll send a remote out within 48 hours. So I thought, this sounds a bit too easy, doesn't it? So anyway,
yes.
2 weeks later, no remote. They've gone. Oh, we couldn't.
They've sent you a new TV.
Oh, did I mention this last week? I don't know. And I was
no.
I did. I must have mentioned.
Yeah, but
I can't remember.
I must have been the week you were away. Oh, I won't bore you anyway. But anyway, so it's still going on. They can't read the receipt. We had to do another copy of the receipt. They still can't read it. They got to call JBI-Fi to make sure we bought the TV. They told us to get the serial number off the back, and we said, well, we got to pay someone to come out to lift it off the wall, you idiots, because you put the serial number on the back, you idiots. And so we can't do that. And so we still haven't got a remote. Still can't turn the TV on unless we use the things behind it. I can't use all the features because of all the features on the remote. So anyway, we're stuffed. So, but all this drama, right, and all this time wasting, just not on our part, but on their part as well. The remote must cost them $20 at max. $20.
Might as well just send it out.
We've gone through all this drama and all this bad PR and you know what, bad will for $20.
You know, Apple worked that out many years ago that it is cheaper to just give you or replace the broken item than go through the rigmarole and the staff costs and the admin costs and the product costs and the postage costs and the phone call costs of just arguing with you over $20 and say, yeah, sure, mate, get one off the shelf, see you later.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
That's why they've got so much money, because they don't dick around with this bureaucratic processes.
Yeah. Well, even in my situation, if someone said to me something like, oh, listen, Glenn, that piece of RAM you put in that machine, $20 worth, because RAM's so cheap. Have you seen the prices of it? It's cheap as chips.
Oh, yeah.
It's, 20, what is it, $20 for 2 gig? It's cheap as. So,
it's pretty cheap, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, it was, let me think, it was, we just got some for my brother, $55 for 4 gigs.
Yeah, that's cheap. Yep. So anyway, but even myself, as just a lowly little bloody, sole trader or whatever, they said, "Oh, I'm not happy with this RAM because of some bloody problem, or we don't think it's the right color, or whatever, some stupid problem that obviously if I started fighting them, it'd just drive me insane. You'd just rather go, don't worry about it, mate. Just take it. Get out of my sight, and I won't. And I just will be careful with you next time, and I probably won't deal with you again. But you come to me when you need problem sorted, and I'll charge you double. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
when he comes back to you, he'll come back to you because he thinks you're such a nice bloke. What he doesn't realise is that you're going to take a piece of his skin off him.
Remember, years ago now, if you waited in the line at the ANZ Bank for more than 5 minutes, you get $5. Remember that promo?
Yeah.
Well, because back then I worked in the NAB, and so I was on the counter, doing the cash, the telling and stuff, and this grumpy old bastard comes up, and it was a busy day. And he was probably waiting there for 5 minutes or so. Anyway, but he comes up grumpy. They just start off grumpy, and so he comes and he goes, "Been waiting more than 5 minutes. I want me $5. ANZ will give you $5. I want me $5." And I said, well, that's ANZ, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, I want to close my account. And I went, all right, here's your $5. Account's closed. See you later. He goes, and he got angry. He got the shits with that. And because I wasn't going to muck around with him. We had a line out the door. Said, here's your $5. You can't. I'll close your account.
That's right.
Account's
closed.
See you later.
You can't please a grumpy old bastard who's got no right to be that angry if he hasn't waited that long at the expense of 40 other people.
So he goes, well, then he goes on and goes, well, what's your name? And I said, well, if you cast your eyes down there, you will be able to read it. And I'm just saying, have you finished? I said, your account's closed. You've got your $5. Have you finished? And he goes, well, I don't want my account closed. I went, well, you'll have to go up there to new accounts because I've just closed it upon your request. And so I pushed him up to new accounts. He was there for another hour.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah. Well, it's just sometimes you just don't muck around with people. The hairs on the back of your neck fling up, and they just roll you from the outset.
Look, as much as you want to be patient and as much as you think, look, I'll do the right thing and I'll just hear out his complaint. But then you've got that combined with the 20 people staring at you to hurry the F up, you think, you know what? I cannot anger 20 people because of one sport brat.
And I wasn't silly. I looked up his net worth before I started crapping on. And I looked it up, and he only had $20 or something in his account. Or not even. No, I think he might have even not even had the 5 which I gave him. I can't remember, but he had nothing. He had nothing.
He come out in front.
He probably did. He probably did. But he had nothing, so I wasn't going to ruin any relationship there. So anyway, oh geez, I'm all excited now. I belted on for a bit.
Settle down.
All right. Now, where are we up to now? Let's just change the pace, get back into it. All right. How's this one? How's this one? NRL fans, how you going? You're going to get live match streaming next year on mobiles and tablets.
Are we going to get sued for this?
No, it's coming from Telstra.
Right.
Telstra. Oh, so obviously that's why they were.
You've got to try Foxtel on your iPad. Have you done that yet?
No, I haven't done
You
that.
do that. You got to do that.
Telstra has signed a 5-year digital media deal with the ARL Commission. The telco will acquire exclusive broadcast rights of all NRL matches and exclusive post-game access press conference for mobile and tablet devices. Now, in addition, Telstra will operate the NRL website, related team websites, and blah, blah, blah. That's probably pretty much what they do now. Matches live on the mobile phones, regardless of the carrier. So that's all good. Now, I had to do a bit of digging because I thought, well, hang on a second. Are they going to live stream Channel 9 broadcasts? Are they going to stream the Sunday game at 3? And
Bet you they don't.
no. So I went further into this story for you, just for the Aussie Tech Ed listeners. Now, 5 matches per round will be live, as per the Foxtel schedule. I would imagine that would be. And 3, so they will stream, from what I can gather, alongside the 9 broadcast on the moment.
Right.
So they won't be live, but they're streaming alongside. If you understand that?
Yeah, sort of.
Good. Now, my last little piece for this week, and I don't know, has anyone else got stuff? I'll just do all my stuff. I don't care. What
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, I'll finish off with this, and then you guys can finish off if you have to. But Microsoft they've put SkyDrive.
That's about right.
Microsoft have put
Microsoft.
SkyDrive app on the Xbox 360. A new SkyDrive app for the 360 allows users to upload content to Microsoft's cloud storage service from PCs and mobile devices and then view it on the game console. The application allows users to view images, videos, documents on the TV that's connected to the little black box. The storage service is also compatible with non-Microsoft products such as iPhones, iPads, as well as smartphones based on Android. So that's handy.
There you go.
So that's not too bad. A little bit of a Dropbox style, but I have to look into. SkyDrive had a file size upload limit of 25 megs. So that obviously has changed if you can put videos up there, because that's a small.
Oh, you'd have to, unless it's a 6x4.
That's right.
Not instead of 640 by 320, it's 6x3. 6.4 times 3.2.
That's right, 6 pixels.
So it's a little postage stamp. You're watching on your phone. You're squinting at the screen. Going, oh yeah, that's good.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, see now. Now, Shane, you just quickly pulled out a story about roaming. Roaming's in the news again. Why do people roam? I've got no idea. But
yeah, I did. Let me.
Oh, don't get me started on this. Go. I know what's the go. But geez, they're dumb.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, all right. So, a woman battles her telco over $148,000 global roaming fee.
How the hell did she do? What did she do? Tell me, please.
I don't think it actually says. A woman stuck with a monster mobile bill of almost $148,000 after a European holiday has battled with her telco to wipe the bill. The customer's carrier reduced the $147,907 global roaming fee to $1,147. So that's a big drop. After a 9-week trip, but only after a complaint was lodged with the industry watchdog. It doesn't actually go on to say what she actually did in particular, but it does go on to say that it goes on to say about a self-employed truck driver was also forced to close his business after a rejected loan for a vehicle repairs because of a incorrect $102 phone bill.
BS.
Yeah. I reckon if he had a $102 phone bill and he didn't get a loan because of his because of the phone bill, I would suggest that there was more to it than that.
Yeah. Look, I know you can be hard and fast in the branches. You're hard and fast with your credit and what the rules that you have to abide by. But seriously, if this guy's got collateral, if he's half decent in everything else that he's doing, he's got a
That's
good
right.
business
Look, and they'll ignore the phone things. Oh, that's the wrong. All they'll say is, look, pay that off. We'll give you the money, no problem, because the rest of your credit rating is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just full of
So,
shit.
yeah, so I'd say that this truck driver, whoever he is, whoever you are, buddy, I'd say that you just have no money, no collateral. You probably don't even own your truck. Your business is probably
right.
crap, and that's
And
why
you're
they
probably
didn't.
dealing in drugs, so go away.
And they probably just chose that as the excuse to tell you, rather than say
That's
that
right.
you had nothing going for you.
Shit, that's right. Rather than tell you that, hey, buddy, your credit rating is appalling, they had to use an excuse, and you gave it to them with a $102 phone bill that you didn't pay.
That's right. That's right. So, all right. So there you go. And
Global roaming fee. I don't understand. This woman must have been on the phone 24/7 to everybody she knew while she was overseas. You know, she's probably one of these ugly Australians that, oh, I'm in Rome at the moment. You want to have and talk to the pizza guy? You know, he's making me a gelato. You know, ringing up everybody like a frickin' bogan. First time she's been overseas. Go away.
So how do you So when you put your SIM, you put a prepaid SIM into your phone, Eric, when you're overseas.
Yeah, mate. As soon as I land.
Now, so that just means
You're at
people.
the airport. You go to the airport. There are any airport in the world. There are these telecommunications kiosks everywhere, and most of them are in English and the language of the land.
But does that stop
And you go in there and you hold up your phone, iPhone 5, and they go 5, yes, micro, yes, or mini, yes,
nano,
what, and then or nano SIM, whatever it is. And because she can't understand, she gets a brochure out and puts it in front of you. Goes, which one? And all the plans are there, and you look at it and go, and it says there, you know, €20 for, you know, 30 days, and I get this much. That one, that one. And you're in and out 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, but does that prevent people from ringing you though, or how do you receive calls if you've got a different...
but what I do, because look, at the end of the day, if my work phone, I'll put to my voice message and say that I'm unavailable. Please send me an email. Right? So that's easy for business, for clients. So that's simple. I go, yeah, sure, no worries, I'll send you an email. For my private phone, I just when I land, I SMS everyone back home with my new number where they can contact me while I'm away.
Yep.
You know, my mum, my dad, my brothers, my sisters.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So all the important people.
Yep.
And they're the ones that I'm going to contact, right? And my friends, you know, close friends. And say, here's my number, I'm away. If you need to contact me, here's my number. One SMS, group SMS cost me 75 cents. Whoop-de-whoop.
Well, you probably could also, because I've just got into the Skype out with a Skype number, you know, so you could also just give people your Skype number, the local phone call number, and then you just pay Skype to mobile, which wouldn't be too much, I wouldn't imagine. All right, now, I think Shane, you got one more tap and go. We've all said from the start there's going to be fraudulent activity going on here.
The tap and go thing, I'll probably just paraphrase this. Basically, police have warned tap and go, which is the NFC kind of...
I'm a bit wary of this.
I'm
a bit wary of this. I've got one credit card with this tap and go, and I just keep it in my pocket.
Basically, they're just saying that it's it's just another way that you can get ripped off. I actually, as part of my uni thing, did a paper, for the want of a better word, on the NFC as a general thing, and the NFC standard straight out of the box doesn't have any security on it. It actually relies on Visa and MasterCard and whoever else to actually put their own security wrapper around.
But what's the range you have to be within the machine for it to actually work?
I think you've actually nearly got to touch it, or you might
you
have
really
to
got
touch
it's a couple of inches, isn't it? A few centimeters.
It's close, and plus it's $100. If it's a transaction under 100, you can tap and go. If it's over 100, you got to do something else.
Pin or sign.
That's right.
And what else? But I mean, you see other things that, I mean, when I was doing the research for this paper, there's other gizmos that you can just walk past somebody like a little wand thing, and it zaps their credit card and takes all their credit card information, all that kind of stuff. So it's not safe. I don't use it.
But this guy here, I use it. I actually don't mind it. But I use it. But I don't like this. I think the security is a bit lax. But this Australian Bankers Association Chief Executive Stephen Muchenberg says pay pass and pay wave, save customers time and remove the need for a card to be handed over to the cashier. Well, you still got to get out of your pocket, you idiot. You're still virtually handing it to them. You just got to hand it halfway. You know, you don't actually have to put it in their hand. So what a rubbish response that was. Oh, we're grumpy tonight, aren't we? Now, what else have we got going? Eric, have you finished?
I'm done.
You're done. Stick a fork in you. You're done. Thank goodness. All right. Now, so the show went for a little bit longer than normal. So I hope you have stuck around and enjoyed the extra bits, the extra 17 minutes or so. So hopefully you did. Now you can contact us if you want to send us an email. Glenn, Eric, Will, or Shane at aussietechheads.com.au. You know, on the Twitter, I'm at AussieTechHeads. Eric is Eric Franco. Eric with a K. Shane is Shane 1970 something. 3. Shane with a Y. Shane 1973. And Will is at Mr. Tompkinson. You can do everything on the Aussie Tech Heads webpage. You can get the show notes. Garth is coming back. Maybe now, not until next year. I hear the head is coming back next year. So next year there's a few things going on. The paper, aussietechheads.com.au/paper. You get a digital paper of tech news and other little goodies into your iPad twice a day. The video of the show can be seen each Friday from Fridays up on the front page, aussietechheads.com.au / I better make one of those up, shouldn't I? Because at the moment you got a link from the landing page. So I'll make a special / podcast up, I think. And if you want news feed in your Twitter, about 2 little stories every half an hour of what's banging around Australia and the world in tech news, just follow Aussie Tech News, Aussie AUSSIE Tech News. All right, so I think that'll do us for another week, and so hopefully Will's machine hasn't entirely blown up and blown the smithereens and the guts poured out.
Have you got a police scanner that you can listen in on to see if there's a fire
up there at old Ippy? All right, is he in the lounge? Did he make it back to the lounge, or is he's stuck his head in the oven?
Given up.
Yeah.
I would have thrown his computers in the oven. They're a piece of garbage. What are you doing, Will?
Yeah, need to sort them out, Will. Oh, it must be, but it is pretty hot in Nippy. But anyway, so we'll see you next week, Eric. Have a good week.
Yes, thank you, sir.
So
you too.
So what's that going to be? The 20th. Geez, the week before Christmas.
That'll be our last show before Christmas, I would say.
Yeah, so after Christmas, not too sure what's happening the week of Christmas with the show. Maybe
the world hasn't come to an end by then.
Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah, if you believe that, you're a dick.
Yeah, if the we'll see what we can do. I can probably guarantee it's not going to be on a Thursday night. That'll be the 27th. It probably won't be the 27th, but if we can round some people up on another day, we could probably do a quick one, or I might just jump on and just do something quick. But there won't be any news anyway. But so there we go. And Shane, have a good week. Don't work too hard. Whatever you do, just
never do. No.
That's good. All right. So that's it. So thanks once again for tuning in on whether you're watching us from the YouTube video or whether you're downloading us through iTunes and listening to us through the podcast. So I think that's it. So until next week, the week before Christmas, stay good because Santa's got to come, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
See ya.